Hey, welcome back everybody. Jesus Revezzo from Revezzo's Training Systems. And so since this month we did a lot of talking about a morning routine and we focused on physical movements, I wanted to end everything off with talking about your mind a little bit. So I wanted to give you 3 ways to help kind of clean up your mind, or give it that little extra tweak. And you can do it in the morning, again, just maybe 5 minutes. So the first one I want to show you is behind me here. And I got this from Brian Tracy's materials, and he calls it the Worry Buster. So anytime that you're concerned or worried about something, grab yourself a sheet of paper, make yourself a little 4-part grid. First one, you can list exactly what it is that's making you worried. Okay, so once you got that out of your head and on the paper, now write out the absolute worst case possible scenario that you could think that thing you're worried about could cause. And then number 3, you realize that that's the worst. So just accept that this might be the worst case. And usually the ultimate worst case is what? Death. And very few things that you're worried about are probably going to cause death. And number 4, so once you've accepted the worst case, you create a plan toward your desired outcome. So you're no longer worrying about the thing. Now you're already learning how to reset your mind in a positive way towards what you want. Desire being the key. Okay? So a second way, excuse me, you're using your mind visually. Okay? And you're playing in psychocybernetics, they call it the theater of the mind. So do this for a second. You could pause the video if you have to. I want you to think for a moment of your absolute most favorite food. And then once you can see that in your head as vividly as possible, I want you to stop and scan yourself from head to toe and feel what emotions that favorite food creates in you and where in the body do you feel the emotions the strongest. Now, to counteract that, just so you can see how it works, now imagine somebody puts down in front of you the worst possible food that you can imagine. Something you absolutely hate. Like if you hate Brussels sprouts, which when you put Brussels sprouts together with some bacon and shred it all up, it's pretty good. So we'll put a recipe for that up sometime. But same thing. If you see that food that you just you can't stand, visualize it as vividly as you can. Take a moment, scan your body from head to toe, discover or explore the emotions that brings up, where in your body and how strong they are. So now that you see that the mind can affect the body, and inversely the body can affect the mind, which goes back to all the stuff we've been talking about. So, but starting the day with one of those good visualizations. If you have to start it with your favorite food, start it there. Then you can go ahead and visualize out what you want to see happen in your day. And the more and more that you do that, you'll come to notice that more and more often you'll start to realize those things are going on. And that's also comes sort of from the concepts of psychocybernetics. So whatever the mind thinks about the most is where you will direct yourself subconsciously to. And so number 3 is very simple. You've heard of it before. Maybe you've tried it. Maybe you haven't. If you haven't, give it a try. It's simple prayer. So if you have never prayed or you just don't, you're a person that doesn't do those in general, then stick with the first 2 things we talked about. But give it a shot. You can contact myself. We can discuss it. You can go to a local church and find somebody to discuss it there. And I'm sure if you put in how to pray in the old Google box, you will come up with all sorts of information. But use your Worry Buster. Use your visualization, the theater of the mind. I also call it somatic intuitive training. It's something I do. And prayer. Put those 3 things together, either all at once, or just pick one every morning to set yourself up for a successful day. and we'll see you next time.